Hello out there, my video people. How are you doing today? My name is Paul K. Lemire. This is Habsolutely coming to you live from downtown Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada, in the studios of 4680Q. I'm here with my co-host.
Bonjour mes amis, Jean-Louis Filion.
There you go, Jean-Louis Filion.
Comment vas-tu aujourd'hui, mon ami?
Very good, very good.
C'est très bien.
I had a late night. I was up till 3 in the morning, and I got about 2 hours sleep.
Wait a second. The game went into overtime, but it didn't go into like that long of an overtime.
It was so good, I had to watch it 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan.
I know you're a fan.
Oh, no, I'm not a fan. My temperature, it's 75 degrees outside or something, 70 degrees. It's beautiful here in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
C'est très beau.
But my temperature is 100 degrees Celsius when I look at the Habs. My sad 7 is turning into the evil 8.
Yikes.
Last week I talked about the sad 7 that we had to face. Now it's the evil 8. I thought we'd beat Washington. That would be our last win for the next 6 games. That's what I figured, but they lost to Washington. We've lost 8 out of the last 10 games.
Who's counting?
We are 4 games into the evil 8 that I call it now. I got my poppy on.
Hey, we got a point last night.
Who cares? We're in last place. I mean, I'm telling you, how do you have a 2-1 lead with 2 minutes left, and you go into overtime, and then you lose with 6 seconds?
We had a 3-1 lead at one point, and then they took it away from us.
Oh, man. You know what? 6 seconds into overtime. Can't win a face-off. I don't get it. I'm telling you. I got serenity now. I'm chilling. I'm chillaxing, like Carey Price said. Chillax, everybody. Chillax. I'm chillaxing. I'm going to try to be calm and get through this show. Though breaking something or throwing my chair through the window here.
I didn't bring my goalie mask. Maybe I should have.
Thank God John's here because he keeps me calm. He keeps me calm. I will say that.
Serenity now, right?
If he's ever got a job to do, today's the day to do it. 8 out of 10 games, losses. 4 game losses in a row. And we're headed for another 4 right now. The next 4 we're not gonna win. They're tough games.
Every game seems to be a tough game for this team.
Oh, unbelievable. So should we do trivia?
Well,
or do you want to talk about this?
No, let's do trivia because it'll put you in a better mood, and then it will be easier to go and speak about the games. I think.
Is anybody out there happy?
Happy.
Absolutely. I don't know how you can be. I don't know how you if you're happy with the Habs now and you're
later
positive,
after we do trivia, I'll tell you why I'm still happy.
Okay,
how's that?
That's a deal. That's a deal.
Okay,
and it'll probably make me feel a lot better too, because right now I need Jack Daniels to help me out.
I think he became the president last night, didn't he, Jack Daniels?
No, but somebody's drinking Jack Daniels after the results came in. Believe me, somebody's staggering around.
The bars are full in New York City.
Yeah, well, they've got to watch it all the bridges. They got to watch it all the bridges in New York City. Okay, so we're on a 4-game losing streak. Second one in 10 games.
And, it doesn't really feel that way to some degree. Again, I know we're going to get into trivia, but I mean, last night could have easily been a win. And I mean, we took it, we got a point finally. We finally got a point. And they played respectably well, I thought, actually, in Pittsburgh on Saturday night.
Okay.
But let's do trivia.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is it. That's not the worst losing streak ever by our beloved Habs.
Oh, losing streaks. Woo!
What year did the Habs experience their longest losing streak of 12 games?
12 games. Sacre bleu.
Okay, I'll give you different years.
Yeah,
you can try to figure it out there, Sherlock.
Elementary.
Sherlock Filion. Number 1, the 2022 Canadiens.
2022. Well, I mean,
2 short years ago.
Kind of a little bit like the 2024 Canadians, for sure.
The 1940 Canadians.
Gee, 1940, just before the Rocket probably joined the team.
Yeah, that's right. The 1984 Canadians.
Wow, and that was, again, very close to the winning the Cup in '86.
Exactly. Or the 1926 Canadians.
Gee, I couldn't even begin to ponder what happened in 1926. I'm a centenarian, right? Or an octogenarian. I'm not a centenarian. I'm an octogenarian.
Octogenarian. In the house.
Yeah, like Octopus's Garden. I'm going to go with the most recent team.
2022?
Yeah, because I think we definitely suffered through that season.
Yeah, we did. We suffered through a lot of seasons, basically, since
Serves you right to suffer, baby.
Well, it was actually the 1926 Canadians.
Yeah, wow. I wasn't there, but...
Yeah, they had a 12-game losing streak. That was the longest one. There's a couple of 10-game losing streaks.
They probably only had a 24-game season.
Yeah, exactly.
To be honest, it was like, oh... There's ice outside. We can start playing.
Yeah, they lost half their games.
Oh, there's no more ice. Season over.
Season's over. It was the 1926 Canadians. They won a 12-game losing streak, which was snapped when they beat the Toronto St. Patrick's by a 6-1 score.
Wow, that's a remarkable score.
How do you lose 12 games and come back and beat anybody 6-1?
It's kind of like the Boston Bruins back in the '60s playing the Leafs and winning 11-1 one night.
I remember that game.
Classic game. And
yeah,
the Bruins probably, they were in the cellar of the league as they deserved to be, and and that's how I fondly remember Boston always being in the cellar.
Well, the funny thing,
and they were probably looking for Jack Daniels too.
Yeah, my good old friend Jack. Now. This wasn't a team of bums, though.
I've got to believe Howie Moran's or Roger Joliet.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Silvio Mantha, Billy Boucher, and Art Gagne were on the team. And these guys, although you probably don't remember, and neither do I, and neither does John, but these guys were big names back in the day in that sport. They came in the scoring, like the top 5 were these guys.
Well, yeah, Joliet and Moran's, je me souviens.
Yeah, exactly. So, it wasn't a bum team. It's just, they ran into teams that beat them, and they went 12 games without winning. They came back big against the Toronto St. Pats.
You hit skids. There's no doubt about it. You can hit skids. We saw a team who won the Stanley Cup, 6-7 years ago, St. Louis Blues. They had a horrible first half of the season, All-Star break, and they became a different team for the second half and won the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, they basically switched goaltenders, and after that, they went from last place to playoffs to Stanley Cup.
So things can change. Things can happen. One day you're on top of the world. You're running the largest country in the free world. The next day you're nothing. You're nobody, and then you're back on the heap, king of the hill, right?
The way it goes.
Little Town Blues.
But I would have thought it would have been a more modern team than 1926 because there wasn't that many teams, and Montreal kind of dominated a lot of the years there.
Absolutely, and there were less games.
Games.
So it's a smaller season, and so you think smaller sample size, shorter streak.
Now you could probably eliminate a lot of years though, because in the 50s, I doubt if they went on any kind of a big losing streak.
They might have had trouble right at 1950. But then after that, it was like super team.
Yeah, in the 70s, you can eliminate. We won 4 Stanley Cups, maybe 5 in the 70s. 60s were good years for us.
Absolutely. And I think 51, too, is the Billy Barocco year. I think that's the year that they were playing the Leafs for the Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah, right. The story of Billy Barocco.
Exactly.
Yeah, right on. So, other longest losing streaks, the longest home game losing streak, 7 games, 4 different times.
Wow.
Yeah, so we played 7 home games in a row we lost.
Was that in October of 2024?
I didn't get the years, but we did have it 7 times that we lost 7 home games.
I think we're working on it right now.
In the longest road losing streak, losing when we go on the road was 13 games. And it spanned multiple seasons starting 1925-26
and went in
and 26-27. Yeah, crossed over the summer. Yep, so the 12-game losing streak is the 30th longest streak in NHL history. So we weren't the worst. There's other teams that lost 12 or more, maybe. But yeah, so that's that 1926 team going back to great stars like Howie Morenz and Ariel Joliet and Silvio, whatever his name was.
Silvio
Mantha, and your other guy there, you said Gagne. So, listen, the point is that even though we're in a bad losing streak now, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're going to get a really good draft pick, which is the bright side. It's nothing to get upset about, even though I do. Don't follow me. Don't be like me.
But we've been getting lots of really good draft picks.
Yeah, we've had 3,800 in the last 3 years. Where are they?
And we're still in the basement.
We're still in the basement, and we still have a -18.
I guess we have.
Our goaltender sucks.
We still have a ceiling to reach.
Yeah, so the bright side of all this is more good draft picks.
I don't know if that's right.
I can't say anything else. When a Cole Caulfield, he's got 10 goals. Okay, that's good, but it doesn't help if you're not winning.
Yeah, and I think Suzuki has a point a game.
Yeah, I'd rather have those guys have 0 points and we won every game.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's great for them, and individual records and goals are great for the players, and I get it. But at the end of the day, we want to win, and we're just not doing it. Last night was kind of, for me, it was kind of like this is it right here. You're winning 2-1. You got 2.5 minutes to kill. They score, and not only that, 6 seconds into overtime. I mean, that just stuck a knife in your heart.
We're looking.
It didn't help my TV either, to be honest.
We're looking for that collective effort.
Yeah.
And we still haven't gotten there. That's the disappointment that I see. I mean, last night's game really, to me, was almost like a summation of last year's season.
It really was. That's exactly the way I saw it.
I mean, that's how it was so familiar to what we've been watching last year.
Yeah, and you see the game slip away, and it's funny though, because we have had games where we're winning 4-3, we hang on and win 4-3 in regulation time. But even if you go into overtime, your hope is that they give you a good overtime and maybe score a goal, because we do have guys who can put the puck in the net. But 6 seconds in, we lost the faceoff. The guy goes down and shoots a Montembeault, and in it goes, and that's it. I mean, I don't even know how you can do that in 6 seconds. How can you do that?
Quickly.
I guess. That's not a record.
Very, very quickly.
But geez whiz.
The first 2 periods, we really held our own.
Yeah, I thought we played good.
I was encouraged watching the way the play was. I mean, I think the shots were 20-20 at one point. Gallagher played his heart out last night.
Yeah.
And so did Anderson.
Yeah. Right.
Kapanen definitely has potential, but he's not scoring. He hasn't got a goal yet. But he's getting closer, but that doesn't count. We're not playing horseshoes. We rang the puck off the post 3 times at least. That third goal, it was I thought it was offside right from the get-go, but and they called it as such. It's and then we kind of let the game slide out of our hands. I mean, it was ours to own at that point, and we let it go. And you have to show up and own the game.
Yeah, this has been a recurring theme.
Exactly. And the team just doesn't seem to be doing that. And you have to wonder, what is it then? What are we missing with this team? Because we have some very capable players.
Do you want my opinion? I'll give it to you.
Absolutely.
I'll give it to you later on.
We have some very capable players. We've got guys who are showing up, different people each game. So it's not like, Caulfield doesn't net a goal, but, Gallagher comes through. So I thought Montembeault actually played a very strong game. I thought the last 2 games Montembeault played very strongly.
Yeah, well, he didn't give us any really good numbers in net. But it's more than that. Like I sat watching this game, and it's like Marty St. Louis takes all the players' names, throws them into a bag at the beginning of the game, and starts pulling them out. It's almost like he separates the thing with Suzuki and somebody else in Caulfield on the other side, and they do what we did in high school. Oh, I'll take Armia. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take the lines. They don't stay together. He's changing them all. He's lost. Martin St. Louis is lost. He don't know what the hell to do because he doesn't have the experience to know what to do. And that's basically the bottom line. I see different lines all the time. How are any players going to form any kind of chemistry or figure it out if you don't leave them together? You're changing them around all the time. I don't know.
You need continuity for sure.
I just look at the lines now. He's changing this, changing that, changing that. He's losing anyway, so why bother? Just leave the guys together and see if maybe they can, between them, figure it all out, because he can't figure it out for them. I mean, he's not. We lost 8 out of the last 10.
Yeah, I've never been big on line changes, to be honest with you. Like constantly meticulously trying to fine tune a line. Moving this player here, moving that out there, like taking a line by the third period, saying, oh, well, you're not, performing to what I expect, so I'm going to switch people up, and then come back the next game and start the same line. I'd much rather see exactly what you're speaking to, continuity.
Well, what gets me is that he takes Slavkovsky, he gets hurt, he goes out, they put Doc on that line. But don't put Slavkovsky back on the first line. He puts him on the second line. Like, why not put him back in his position where he was and leave Doc on the second line? Then he's moving this guy up and moving that guy down, moving that guy around. He doesn't play jack. Like, who don't? I don't.
Well, what do you? I mean, they're trying to get
doing.
Kirby Doc started, and he's not anywhere close to where he should be. Now
he's not starting.
Let's think about Kirby Doc. I mean, everybody has been high on Kirby Doc for the last 2.5 years, we'll call it, since he's joined the team. And he's only probably played about 60 games, I think.
So they're not high on him because of anything he's done.
So it's definitely not from a performance level, more of a speculative level, okay? So what do we need to do with Kirby Doc? Well, we probably blew our opportunity with Kirby Doc. We probably should have started him in Laval.
That would be fine. Get him back in condition.
Because I don't know if we can actually send him down to Laval now. Then he might, does he go on waivers if we move him to Laval? I don't know.
Well, I think if they bring him back like on a conditioning stint to Laval, he doesn't have to go on waivers.
Well, that's exactly where Kirby Doc needs to go.
I think, but now he's got to go on waivers.
That's what I'm thinking. And so that's why I'm saying at the very start of the season, rather than say you're on the team, say you will be on the team, but we want to see you play some hockey.
Yeah, you got to get back in the game shape. You haven't played in a year.
Yeah. You played training camp, which is nothing.
Yeah, and I think maybe for a conditioning stint, you can put him down without going on waivers. There's probably only so many games you can leave him down there, though, right? They did that to Price before.
But conditioning can be because you're coming back from an injury. Doc isn't injured.
Yeah,
see?
Exactly.
And so that's the difference. But what Doc needs, though, is more frequent man hours. And he needs to be playing with players maybe not as good as are at the NHL level right now, but are good at the AHL level, and then start to put the puck in the net and then start building up his confidence.
Yeah, because right now he's really not a factor in any game, which we thought he was going to be. And
we thought him, Lanny, and Newhook were going to light it up for the Habs. Now we don't have a second line.
No. Okay. No, exactly.
So I think that's probably why MSL is saying, okay, Slavkovsky, as you come back in, we're going to put you on that second line and see if you can give us 2 lines of hockey. But I mean, we're really getting it from guys like Armia, Anderson, and Gallagher.
Well, what's Armia done?
Armia scored a goal last night.
Woo! And what about Gallagher? He's got 4.
Gallagher.
So I like him the best of all of them.
I know you do. I know.
I mean, because he's the guy who's out there working his bag off every
and
game.
Armia's battling defensively on PK and
Anderson,
everything else.
I can't even mention his name because he's not even. He's useless. He's skating
Anderson
around.
hit a
doing
crossbar
nothing.
last night, and he did play productively.
He's hit that's all he does is hit crossbars and skate around. Was he seriously? We have Andre Waugh or whatever his name is.
Joshua Waugh.
Joshua Waugh. There was an Andre Waugh too. Patrick Waugh.
There was. There's a lot of Waughs. And then if you're Don Cherry, there's a Roy.
But Wawa is tearing it up in Laval,
which is great.
Yeah, so let's bring him up and use him.
So the deal with
Anderson on waivers.
When we bring Joshua Waugh up, he'll be with the Montreal Canadiens
exactly
for the rest of the season.
Now this is a perfect time to bring him up and give him ice time because we're not going anywhere anyway.
I mean, is it the right
yes,
time?
It's perfect time.
That's the big decision.
It's perfect because he's got the whole season without having to worry about making the playoffs. He can go out there and skate and have a good time and learn the game like he should be. And Anderson can go on waivers, and hopefully somebody picks him up or he can play in Laval. And I'm sure he'll do fine in Laval, Anderson.
If he clears waivers.
You know, you kind of wonder. I mean, Laval's 8-1. Pascal Vincent has got that team rocking and rolling. You kind of wonder if Pascal Vincent could maybe come up and coach the Canadiens for a few games.
Well, first of all,
send St. Louis down there for reconditioning.
I promised at the beginning of the show to try to make you happy. And that's exactly what I want to talk about is the Laval Rocket. I mean, they are sensational right now. And the Laval Rocket is comprised of HAB players that really weren't thought to be of value in the NHL at the beginning of the season. So we've got guys like Waugh, we've got guys like Owen Beck,
ABB,
exactly,
Mailloux,
Logan Mailloux. I mean, we've got some really strong players playing hockey there right now, and they're lighting it up, which is excellent. So that's the bright note again, is that the talent that we've drafted is very good. We have good talent. We
do. We got I think we have good talent even on the Montreal Canadiens.
Exactly. I believe that as well. And for Pascal Vincent to just join the team recently and be performing that way and getting these great efforts out of the HL our HL affiliate team is sensational.
It is.
You know, I mean, I was looking today at maybe we should go to Belleville one day and see these guys play.
Talk to Pascal, maybe offer him a contract.
You know, and see these guys play.
Maybe offer him an NHL contract.
Before I bring Pascal Vincent into the NHL this year, I might be thinking about bringing Pascal Vincent into the NHL after MSL's contract is finished.
Yeah, you know, I don't think
for a long period of time.
I don't think we're going to see anything happen this year. I really don't think you're going to see MSL gone. I mean, I know everybody's yelling about that now, and I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to give up this year. They're going to give up this year and let the cards fall where they may and get another good draft pick. And they got 11 picks, I think, again this year. And that's it. I don't think they're going to make a move. So anybody out there...
I think there could be a move made if somebody comes after, one of our players that is like Jake Evans. So if somebody wants Jake Evans in a couple of months and we can acquire somebody that we believe will help us on defense for 2 or 3 years, that trade could exist.
Well, rumor has it they're going to extend Jake Evans.
Well, I mean, I think Jake Evans is playing well.
Yeah, I think he is too. I love Jake Evans.
But again, I think what'll be this year is it'll be a year of Kent Hughes looking to make a big trade. And we still are waiting, and it's sad that we have to kind of wait for this, but in January, will Patrick Lane be on skates playing in the Bell Center?
Well, if he is, that's good. If he's in December, that's good. Whenever he comes back is really good. But my question is with him is that this guy is totally unproven. He's done nothing for the last 4 years, 5 years. I mean, he was 40-goal scorer 10 years ago, but now he's done nothing. He's been injured. I mean, for him to come back and all of a sudden be the savior of this team.
I'm not saying he's going to save the team,
Yeah,
but this will be this is an opportunity, though, to see, is he of value to the team?
Well, he's only got another year in this contract after this year.
That's right. And so
we've wasted half of it now. So,
well, what can we do? If somebody gets hurt, they get hurt. But I mean, we got a guy named Kirby Doc who's not hurt, and he's up, but he's not performing.
That's why I say, like, some of these guys, to send a message to the team that have got to go down. If you're big names, Anderson, Armia, and these aren't performing, send them down and let the kids come up and get some NHL experience. We got this depth. They're performing in the AHL. Get them up and send these guys down. We did it to Armia, and he came back better than ever. Maybe that's what they need.
Absolutely.
And the team needs it.
We were lucky with Armia because he cleared waivers.
Yeah, and the team needs it too, right? Because, okay, St. Louis gives them a bag skate. Big deal. It didn't help any.
A bag skate. No, it tired them out.
It tired them out. So what we want to do is send a message to these guys. Everything in the NHL is based on performance. If you don't perform, you're going down. And we're putting you on waivers. If somebody picks you up, so be it. What are we going to lose? They're not doing anything anyway. And we got our young guys coming up and getting more experience, because if that's what you want to do, is get these guys game ready for, now we're talking 2030. God willing, I'll be here. Then we got to start bringing these guys up. And you kept saying that. You got to onboard these guys. You got to find a way.
You have to onboard them. And we've done that with our defenseman.
Yeah, Hudson.
And Hudson is still struggling to making good decisions. I think it was in the Pittsburgh game where they were struggling at the blue line with him and Suzuki and Matheson as to who was going to have the puck. And at one point, Pittsburgh grabbed the puck and they broke out and came down and scored a goal.
Yeah, and that I mean...
So we know Hudson is going to keep making these mistakes.
Yes, he is.
But that's why we have guys like Mailloux went back to Laval, and so did Owen Beck, because those mistakes don't necessarily become glaring results of losing the game. So you can make a mistake in Laval, but that doesn't mean the team that you're playing against is going to capitalize on the mistake. But in the NHL, playing like guys like Crosby. They've been Crosby's he loves to play in Montreal.
He's a Habs killer.
He not only that, these guys, Crosby's been around for how many seasons now? 12?
20.
And so 20. they've been to some rinks more times than Lane Hudson's been in the Bell Center.
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
And that's the real difference about some of the talent we are still playing against. We are still a very young hockey team.
And that's great. And that's why they bring them up, to give them experience.
Absolutely.
So these guys floating around, they're doing nothing. To me, they have no value. We've got to make a decision here. You've got to make a decision if you're going to progress or regress. And right now, we've regressed from last year. We're not getting better. We're getting worse. And that's with all these, all these prospects, all these players, all these guys that we got, and they've been doing nothing for 2 years, and then they're still doing nothing. So there comes a time when somebody has got to make a decision that these guys are not a part of our future, but Andre Wass certainly is.
Well,
and ABB certainly is.
Here's where you have a guy like Pizzetta, and I am a big Pizzetta fan, and Pizzetta is on the team. But he's sitting most of the time in the box.
What good is that?
It's no good. And we also know Pizzetta really isn't going to be part of our big future.
I don't think so.
Sorry to say. So why not have a guy like a Waugh
or a Beck,
whoever, but put them in the box every other game. Or in the box once, play 2 games. In the box once, play 2 games.
Or deal Pizzetta and bring him up.
Or if you want, put Anderson in the box and let him sit up there, and let Owen Beck and Waugh play hockey.
I think that's the way to go.
If you're afraid of losing Anderson, his value, because you put him on waivers and somebody picks him up, get rid of whoever is sitting in that box, put Anderson up there, hold him until you can trade him, and get some of these younger players from Laval on the team and playing.
Or get Hughes to just make a trade for anything. Instead of just putting him on waivers, get a trade for a second-round pick, anything, and move him. Get something for him. Because he's not, I'm not saying he's a bad player. And I'm not saying I don't like him. What I'm saying is that he's just not effective on Montreal. And we have to move these guys. They can't just hang around forever. We've got to move them, and we got to get players that we're looking to be a part of our team 3 or 4 years down the road.
And this week I believe Logan Mailloux was player of the week.
The week, yeah,
in the AHL, the whole league.
Yes. This is what I mean. We've got the staff that we can use, but is our coach able to use them? Can they figure this out? And it's like anything else. I mean, the experience of a coach that's coached before in the NHL and knows how to deal with these kind of things. It's like me buying the best tool set in the world and saying, "Go ahead, build something."
Absolutely.
I've never built anything in my life. I don't know how to use this. Or getting a guy who's a carpenter, giving him the best tool set in the world and saying, build something. Or maybe even giving him a set that isn't that great, build something, but he can do it. And I think Martin St. Louis is a great guy, and I like him. And I'm sure he's not going to be a bad coach at one point in the NHL, but he may not be, and I've been saying this for weeks, he may not be the guy right now for the Montreal Canadiens. And I think they're taking a closer look at that, because how long are we going to go on losing games? And how long it's been 3 years now. We came in dead last in 228th places. That's 3 years. How long are we going to accept being dead last and in 28th place or in the bottom 5? I don't know. How long do you think?
Maybe until we get a first-round draft pick that we immediately put on the team and they light it up.
Well, we got Demidov coming up.
But coming up, right?
And then we got to have a goalie. I don't know why they're leaving Montembeault and Primo hanging around.
I think there's a couple of good goalies in Laval.
Yeah, and I'm a big Primo fan, but you know what? He's been given the chance now. He just doesn't have it. He's got to go. And I don't care if you put him on waivers, send him back down to Laval, put him on waivers, and if somebody grabs him, God bless him, because we can't get anything out of him. And let's bring up Dobish or Hughes.
Well, there's a goalie.
Then Sammy's next. I'm still after Sammy, too.
There's a goalie who's playing for the Leafs right now who I really like. The first time I saw him was when
Zoltak or whatever?
Yes. First time I saw him, and I think you even mentioned it as well, when they played, when we beat the Leafs. He looked extremely good.
Yeah, 48 shots. 48 shots.
No, we took 48
shots. Yeah.
But he's like,
that's right. He's like, another bad game.
But we won at 1-0.
We won 1-0.
He's like 6'4", and
he's big.
And I like his size. And we have a goalie in Laval who's basically the same size.
Hughes?
And he's playing extremely well. Yes, it's Hughes.
Yes.
And so Hughes is a guy that I'd love to see get some NHL time this year, without a doubt.
Well, I mean, listen, we're not going anywhere. With a bad start like this, we're not going anywhere. We're
not going to go to Belleville?
No, we're not going anywhere. Well, me and you might, but I mean, the team isn't. So why not just start bringing these guys up and giving them a shot? Hughes would be great in net. I mean, Montembeault's no
Montembeault is hot and cold.
He's not even Alan Bester.
Montembeault is hot and cold.
Do you know who Alan Bester is, anybody?
Yes.
He's not even Bruce Campbell, the gambling goaltender. I love that
Bruce Campbell. Oh, Bruce Campbell.
But you know what? He's all we got. He's our guy. It's I don't know. It's like being in a bar late at night. And
Yikes!
You take
you know what? I was in a bar on Saturday night, at night,
and you take whatever you can walk out with. But
I walked out with Paul Brockwell.
Well, that's even worse. I'd rather walk out with Sammy.
There you go.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's time that we really we got to do something. I mean, we just can't keep floating around like this. This is 4 years now. We come in the bottom 5 again. That's 4 years in a row. And we've had like 35 draft picks or something. Some ridiculous number.
Maybe we're trying to set a record for Habs trivia.
How many draft picks have the Habs had before they got nothing?
We're writing new Habs trivia at this point.
We certainly are. I'm going to be mentioning 2024 next year when we do trivia.
Well, and we've got some, like you said, there's some big games coming that you aren't too happy about.
No. Okay, so let's go just review the games we did play.
Okay.
Caps, we lost 6-3, another blowout game. I thought the Habs should have won. We were terrible in the face-off circle. We had 15 shots in the game, and Primo laid down an 8-24. Woohoo!
Yeah, it was a horrible game. I mean, it just tumbled from the past 2 games before it.
Yeah, and how do you win a game like this? Well, you don't. Obviously, Galley got a goal, yay. Caulfield got his 10th, yay.
Yes.
Susie rounded out the scoring, yay. But it really was a dismal game to watch, especially for me.
For me too.
I'm not special. But that's a game I thought we would win. Washington's not a juggernaut. I mean, that's a game we should have won, I thought. And I said that when we picked our wins.
Absolutely.
And we did. So that was kind of a dismal game. Pens, we lost 3-1. We lost to them before, and it was a blowout. I thought we'd lose this one again. And we did. On the bright side, we didn't get blown out.
No, I was encouraged by the play of that game, actually.
Crosby lit up the Habs for 2. He's a Habs killer. We know that.
He had a great game.
And Dvorak managed to score a goal. We played a better game. We were good in the face-off circle.
We played a better game.
Yeah, we were 57 or 58% of the face-off circle. We had 1 for 2 on the power play, which is nice.
We were on the road.
Yeah.
Wasn't such a bad game.
And Sammy laid down a 9-13, which,
respectable.
It's respectable. I mean, that's if Sammy can do that, that's a good game. It's up to the guys to win these ones.
Somebody's got to put the puck in the net,
and they did. So another loss that was kind of hurt. The Pens aren't that great. I thought they'd beat us, but when it was a close game, I had hope.
It was a game that we could win.
We could have won with any kind of coach.
With some better play.
It seems we get out coached a lot. Maybe it's just my imagination. And then, of course, the Caps the Calgary
Flames last night.
Yeah, that was a sad.
And I thought we were going to win that game.
I really did.
When Gallagher scored a second goal, I was like, wow.
Yep. And then it wasn't bad enough they tied it. Okay, let's go into overtime and win this one, boys. Win one for the Gipper. Win one for the Rockets. 6 seconds. I looked around. I said, "Where's my beer?" Oh, okay. Back to the election. Right. That was a tough one. That was a tough one to swallow.
Coronado was on fire.
The Coronado
was on fire. The guy for Calgary. He scored 2 goals.
Yeah, he scored 2 goals.
He was on fire. He was
tying one and the winning one.
Yes, he was taking the place of Sidney Crosby.
I saw that overtime goal. I think Thibault should have had it. I could be wrong, but I looked at it and I said, my good friend Jean Fillion could have stopped that back in the day. The Zamboni driver from Toronto could have stopped that back in the day.
That's I don't know.
I don't know. It was just it was a quick blink. It was over in a blink of an eye, literally.
Yes.
And then I went back to the election.
7 seconds, by the way.
Okay, well, sorry about that. I thought it was 6. Like this. Yeah, just enough time to tell your dog to get the hell off the couch, and then it was over. So here's the bad part.
What's the bad part?
Well, the bad part is we lost 3 of these games, and then we lost the Washington one before that.
We got a point.
Now, Habs go on a road trip now with their next 4 on the road, and it's going to be ugly. even uglier than it is now. But
come on, it can't get any worse, can it?
Oh yeah, we are sitting last in our division, 3 games under 500.
And a week ago, we were tied with 5 other teams for third.
And a minus 18 in 13 games.
That sounds like last year.
You know what? This could be a trivia. What's the lowest plus minus much I'll ever had?
The lowest?
2024, like
minus 30. You mean?
Yeah, it's minus low or high. I think it's a low or high. It's a high minus or a low plus.
It's low, right?
A high minus or a low plus. But that could be a trivia question next year by the time we finish this season, because we keep going on. We're going to be minus 585. We're going to owe the league goals. We have the worst at plus minus in the league, I think, right now. We're worse than last year. Starting goaltender, he's sitting at a lofty 3.43 goals against average with a dismal 894. Now,
who's that, Montembeault?
Yeah. Now, to me, this isn't a starting goaltender. This is not a starting goaltender. I mean, nobody promised us he was. It's up to him to prove it. And in 13 games, I haven't seen anything that says he's going to be. Have you?
He had a great first game.
I loved his first game.
And, you know, everybody was like, Monty, he's the goalie.
I warned everybody that this is a career game. This is one of a kind. It's an anomaly. It's not going to happen again. That's
what they said in the United States.
Yeah, and guess what?
Guess what?
It did.
It did.
But we're not going to see what Monty's not Trump. Let me put it that way. Now what do we do, John? What do we do?
So we're going to play New Jersey.
I'm going to sit here. You tell me what we're going to do.
We're going to play New Jersey. New Jersey probably has a better record than we do.
Oh,
so that's going to be a very tough game.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I think I'm going to play Caden Primo, to be honest with you.
Why not?
Why not?
Because
I think we can win Saturday and Monday. I think we can beat the Leafs, and I think we can beat the Sabres.
Okay.
So
you're calling for the next 3 games.
Yeah.
You're calling I'm
calling a loss and 2 wins.
Loss and 2 wins. Okay. And I'm calling 1, 2, 3 losses.
Oh, we have to beat the Leafs.
Well, we're not gonna.
We have to.
There's I know we have to, and I know we have to.
Come on.
And if Montembeault can come up with another 48 save shutout, we'll beat them.
I mean, I'm definitely playing Montembeault.
I think we'll get a goal.
I'm definitely playing Montembeault against the Leafs.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a goal. So Montembeault can shut him out again.
And then in Buffalo, I'll play Monty as well again because he'll have a day off. But I'll play.
What about the Loafs? You're going to play Monty again.
Yeah, so it's like Primo, Monty.
Okay.
That's where I'm headed for the next 3 games. That's all I'm going to speak about for right now. And Monday's game is at 12:30 in the afternoon.
Oh, what, the Sabres game?
Yes, because of Memorial Day, Remembrance Day.
Oh, right. Yes, November 11th. Exactly. That's where I got my poppy up.
Absolutely.
What time is it?
12:30.
Oh, geez, I'll be doing my Remembrance Day show here.
Yikes!
So I'll miss the first half hour, maybe the first hour.
You'll miss the drop of the puck.
Yeah. And city council's on Tuesday. I got a busy week next week. Okay, well, I'm calling loss. And then after those 3, we don't play Minnesota till after Wednesday, so we won't be able to report on that game.
Right. So,
but I'm calling that a loss too. So that'll put us at 8 losses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. And we're going to be knocking on the door, but I think we can beat Columbus. And then the Oilers in Vegas will be losses.
Knock, knock, knocking on.
Now you got every one of these games wins.
Well, because I believe in this team. Well, I always cheer for my team because I am a fan of Les Bleus Blancs et Rouge. I mean, how can I not say my team's
so right now, if by your what you've done here, we would be sitting at 8.
We'd be in first place.
First place. We'd be the President's Trophy champ. We'd be so far ahead. We'd have 36 points instead of what do we have now? 8, 6? Not too many.
So things are changing. Here's some late breaking news.
Okay, I can't wait. I love
Kapanen has been moved to the Swedish Hockey League.
Like that Kapanen in our team?
Yes. Kapanen. Not the captain. Kapanen.
But why is he being moved?
So Kapanen's playing extremely well.
Okay.
He's young.
He is playing well.
He's playing, but he's not finishing the play. Like the puck is not going in the net. He's a great shooter. But in like 5-on-5 play, that's where we're weak right now. Okay? PK is better. PP is better. But 5-on-5 play isn't anything near it was last year. Okay? So Kapanen's getting great opportunities, great chances, but he's not converting. So Kapanen's a guy we can actually move without putting him on waivers.
Oh, okay.
So we're putting him back in the Swedish Hockey League for this season.
Can we send Anderson with him?
Oh, wouldn't that be sweet, eh?
Like Anderson with an E instead of an O on the end is Swedish.
He could be an interpreter. I don't know.
Jake Anderson. What's his name? I don't even know his first name.
But
I don't really care what his first name is.
Josh Anderson.
Yeah, Josh Anderson. I just started with a J.
But that's a move that just is taking place. And so that's not such a bad thing, I think.
It's going to open up something on the...
It's going to open up space on the team.
Yes.
For somebody who's productive in Laval.
Wah, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah.
So that's what I see is... So, you know what Ken Hughes is trying? He's trying to make creative moves. He's trying to still keep... we'll call it his, what is it, when you have, like, what's the word I use all the time, not for attributes or whatever. He's trying to keep his resources.
Resource-centric.
Okay? Not that word either. He's trying to keep his resources and use them so, like, he doesn't want to just put Josh Anderson on waivers and not get anything for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's juggling things, and this is a move he can make. And it makes sense as well because Kapanen isn't been able to finish off his plays, much like Anderson. So, not such a bad move right now.
Any other breaking news?
No, that's the breaking news so far today.
The bright spot that I can find is, I guess one bright spot is that we're edging closer to major changes on this team. Every game we lose, we're edging towards it. You have to get wrecked before you win. And we sure are getting wrecked right now. And you know what? That's moving us closer to some major changes and things happening. Because, you know, you're either moving forward.
We used to get wrecked on Friday nights all the time.
Oh, we got wrecked all. But you're either moving ahead or moving backward. You can't stay the same. You got to move one way or the other. And we're moving backward. So we're getting wrecked. But that when you get wrecked, that brings you closer to winning.
We're definitely like a 1 step forward, 2 step backward kind of team right now.
Yep, we are.
I will grant you that. You know, because we'll see glimmers of light, and the word I was looking for was assets. Actually, we'll see little glimmers of light, and then we'll go like in recession.
Do you think MSL taking over the power play was a good idea?
I do, because the power play is better.
But it's taken away from
I don't think it's
the other part of the game.
I don't think it has. I just think that the team, I don't know if Marty was ever like we gave him a lot of benefits the last year and a half when we spoke about Marty St. Louis because of all of his everything that he did in the NHL when he was a player.
Oh yeah, we got to respect that. We got to respect that.
Well, respect is one thing, but I mean, Scotty Bowman. How many NHL games did Scotty Bowman play?
None.
Exactly, but Scotty Bowman knew hockey. Al Arbor, is he in the NHL Hockey Hall of Fame as a player?
No, but he did play.
He did play, exactly. Yeah. Al Arbor played hockey.
Wayne Gretzky.
One of my favorite coaches. Not.
Some people can play, some people can teach. And some people can't play and teach.
Right, exactly.
You know, so...
And so, you know, I mean, I'm sure the Rocket was a coach for a minute. Like,
I don't think so.
Oh, I think he coached somewhere.
Did he?
I believe so. I'll look it
We'll
up.
have to look that one up.
We'll
I don't know if the Rocket ever coached.
But like that's the thing. I mean, an MSL I don't think is a bad coach, but is he a Stanley Cup coach?
Well, I think he's got the potential to be a good coach. I'm just not sure if at this point in time with the Montreal Canadiens, the young team, the players that have to be developed, is he the right guy to do that? Would maybe somebody with a little bit more experience dealing with players and dealing with younger players, would they be better off? Like, we see what Paul Maurice has done over the years and that, but it took him 30 years to get there.
Exactly.
Right? So now, he knows in 3 years you can't learn this
That's
stuff.
like 10 times the experience Paul Maurice has compared to MSL.
Exactly. So should we be getting somebody with a little bit more experience?
Or do we bring in somebody like a Lou Lamoriello?
He's still alive?
I believe he is. From a coaching standpoint, not
good.
To help in MSL.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
That's not such a bad idea.
Yeah, maybe we need somebody just to help MSL get through this, because to me he looks a little confused. He just don't know what to do.
We're short a guy on the bench. So there's no reason why we couldn't bring in a guy for advice.
Yeah, and
I think that there was a guy that we kept in that type of position. I'll have to go back and look.
And it's a vicious circle here, because every game that MSL loses is more pressure on him to win, and he's having a hard time figuring it all out. And now he's got more pressure and more pressure. Whereas a guy like you say, maybe Lou Lamoriello, or maybe another coach, maybe Bob Hartley, or
exactly. I'm just saying that situation. Not saying Lamoriello, but that particular situation that's happened throughout the years.
Yeah, just get somebody in there just to take some of the pressure off MSL and help them get through this weird. We're in a weird situation.
You want like an elderly advisor.
Yeah, we're in the twilight zone. We have these players that we know are good, but we just can't get them together the right mix to make them perform, or get them to perform.
And they're just not really baked yet. You know, it's kind of like you want the cookie, or the meatball, and you say, okay, I'm jonesing for it. I want that meatball. You fish it out of the sauce, and it's just not cooked enough yet.
Yeah. And the thing is
if you had waited a little longer, 30 minutes.
Well, the thing is,
would have been a better taste experience.
The thing is, though,
but you're jonesing.
But when you put that meatball together, when you make it, then it's only a matter of letting it work in the sauce and get ready.
But you got to wait.
But you also have to make it. So
you got to make it and wait.
Yes, you got to make it. Keep the lines the way they are and be patient and let them develop, like the meatball cooking in the sauce.
Absolutely.
Tony Marinaro, you listen to this? I know you like to eat.
I like to eat. So do you.
Yeah, but Tony.
We all like to eat.
Well, Tony likes to eat.
Is he a meatball guy?
Oh, he's a meatball pasta, anything. Anyway, so all good ideas. We'll see what they do. I'm not looking forward to the next 4 games personally.
Well, I'm really looking forward to Saturday night.
Yeah, that's my Evil 8 coming up. So I hope.
I'm really looking forward to Saturday night.
What's that? Leafs.
Well,
that's always a good game. You got to watch that. It's going to be a good game.
Oh,
but
I can't wait.
But I'm going to be going like this, because I don't think we're going to beat them.
I got a feeling deep inside that we're going to win that game.
I got this feeling deep inside. I can't stop this feeling. I got this fever, and the only thing that's going to cure it is more cowbell. Le troisième de la semaine dernière. Johnny, what do you got?
Today was an easy day to pick the 3-star.
I'll say.
Hey?
Well, it was for me.
Absolutely. So my first star.
Yeah.
Logan Mailloux of the Laval Rocket for being the American Hockey League Player of the Semaine.
I see where you're going with this. Yeah, Mailloux.
My second star is Joshua Waugh, who is putting up some great numbers in Laval. Yeah. And any month now should be playing on L'Équipe Canadienne for the rest of his career.
And the third star is
Pascal Vincent for coaching the Laval Rocket and like doing such an incredible job, and possibly, just possibly, being the future coach of the Montreal Canadiens.
There you go. And you know what? I noticed you don't have any Montreal Canadiens in here.
Well, they're all Montreal. Logan Mailloux started the season with Montreal.
That's true. They're all signed.
Joshua Waugh played for the Montreal Canadiens last year.
Yeah.
Pascal Vincent, he's a new guy.
Yeah, they just got to make it to their destination, the final destination.
He hasn't. He might have been behind the bench for a couple of games with the prospects. He spent some time at the prospects game. So cool. He's been at the Bell Center for at least 2 games.
He's looking damn good. I got to say that. Okay, my 3 were this. Number 1.
Yes.
The fans for putting up with this crap. They're my first star.
And we have the best fans.
We do.
We really do.
I love our fans. Number 2.
And we love our fans of the podcast.
Oh, we love them.
Like us.
All our fans.
Give us thumbs up.
Give us a thumbs up.
Leave comments. Subscribe. But we love our fans.
We do. And my second star of the week was the fans for putting up with this crap. Yeah, I love our fans.
That was the first star, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And my third star is the fans for putting up with this crap. And we love our fans.
We do love our fans.
We love our fans. And you're putting up with it. You're sitting there holding your breath, hoping that finally we break through.
Hoping's not going to get us anywhere.
And you know what? We wish you Merry Christmas.
And it's time for hard work.
Time for hard work.
It really is time for hard work. And I think every player, remember last week, the one thing I wanted to happen was I wanted Susie to hold a meeting.
Yes. Did he? Yes, he did. No, he didn't. I thought he did.
I don't believe so.
They never had a team meeting?
I don't think the team had a team meeting without the coaches. And I really think that, and as much as I love Susie, and Susie, I realize we picked this young man to be a coach, and I think we felt he was going to grow into that coaching role,
the captain,
captain role as he moved forward with his professional playing career. I think maybe we are lacking a coach who is who's one of the best coaches in recent time.
Paul Maurice. I got to say Paul Maurice.
Or not coach, great. Sorry, captain.
Oh, captain?
One of the best captains in Mark Messier. We need
Sidney Crosby.
We need a Mark Messier kind of coach. Or sorry, captain. Why do I keep saying that?
Yeah.
We need a Mark Messier captain.
Yeah, it's a Freudian slip. You're really thinking about the coach and what we have to do with the coach.
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
We need a Mark Messier type of captain.
Yeah. Well, something's got to give here. So keep your eyes open, watch the rumor pages and everything, because something eventually's got to give. I don't think Hughes is going to continue losing games. I don't think he's going to. We got 20 games coming up, and we don't want to lose like 18 of the 20 or 15, 16 of the 20. That's not a good start.
I don't like to really go backward and go into hindsight, but remember Brendan Gallagher?
Oh, yeah, I remember that guy.
And remember how there was a little bit of talk about when Susie was chosen captain and over Gallagher?
Controversy.
There's a little bit. In hindsight, maybe Gallagher would have been the captain.
You never know.
Would have been the captain.
I think he might have been a little bit more vocal with the team.
I think he would have been a little more demanding.
Yeah, and he's a good example. For sure, he's a great example of a guy.
And Gallagher, you know what? He had to change the way he played. He made it work for himself. The end of the last season, he got really hot, and he's been fairly hot at the beginning of this season.
Yeah, and the guys respect him. That's for sure.
Hats off to Brendan Gallagher.
Yep.
And maybe in hindsight, it's something we missed out on.
Yeah, it's a possibility. It's a possibility.
Okay? So that's my feelings for today.
And on that note, we're getting out of here.
C'est fini.
C'est fini.
C'est tout.
And we have another 3 games coming up, and we'll talk to you about them next week at noon on HABSOLUTELY.
Can't wait for Saturday night.
Are we home or are we on the road?
We are in Toronto.
Oh boy, let's go kick some Toronto booty.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'll hear them crying. I'm close enough to hear them crying from down the highway.
Absolutely. Let's win this one.
Well, yeah, we want to win that one because
we want to win them all.
But these are the important cases. We don't want to listen to these crybabies.
But we're better than Toronto.
Yeah, because like if they beat Montreal, even though we're in last place, they're going to be planning the parade. They got it all marked out down Eglinton.
This is a legacy. This is a legacy game for us.
It is.
So
we want
to
win that one for sure.
There's Lanny.
Okay, you guys, we're out here. My name is Paul Calamere. This is my co-host
Jean-Louis Filion.
We're getting out of here. We love the Habs. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification. Give a thumbs up, thumbs down. Put some comments. We'll talk about them next week. Are we full of crap?
No.
Maybe we are. I don't know. You tell us what you think. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week at noon on HABSOLUTELY on 4680Q Radio in Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada.
Ciao, ciao.
Au revoir.